first guest, we have our friend Johnathan Miller here, and we're going to talk all things color. We're talking about the color of the year, and we're talking about nude. So what can you tell us about this year?
Well, we wanted to be able to actually, the color of the year this year, it was kind of a reset in a sense.
Okay.
Pantone put it out. It was one of those that was like, people are like, wait, is this white? And well, yeah, it is. It's just white.
Yeah.
But the difference is that in previous years, because grays were so popular,
right,
they had a gray undertone. They had a cold undertone. Whereas now the color of the year, it actually has a red undertone, so it's got a much warmer undertone. It goes back into things being biophilic.
Come on, big word.
Which, yeah, I know. I was like, taking things back to nature. I wasn't sure that was going to become a real word, and it did. But like, Pantone, there's a good picture of it right now. You can see it. It literally is a cloud color. It is Cloud Dancer is the name of it, and it's very, very white. But that's the thing, it's layering. We were talking about this.
Yeah.
What caught my attention was seeing so many women's nails in various shades of whites and nudes.
Here we go. Mine,
and you
for
have
example.
Them perfect right there. And I did not even have to send her to get her nails done.
This is all the time. I'm big on nudes. I only do nude or French tip, which is the white and the pink.
And that's exactly what we're looking at here. And it's like some of these colors, there'll be another little sample that pops up in a minute, because with our lights here, it's hard to see anything but white on this. But we actually have 4 colors.
Yeah.
And there we go. So we've got these 4 colors that you're seeing here on your screen right now, and you can see they're various shades of white. But that's where you can add a little elegance into it. You don't want to just paint your whole house just completely white.
We need a pop.
Exactly. You got to have a pop of something, even if it's just a pop of beige or a pop of another nude. I mean, you and I are even what we're wearing, we're layered perfectly here. We've got our colors on, but you can see around us that all these pillows, they're different shades of whites and creams and nudes.
Right.
So and it also flows well if you want to add a pop of color.
I was about to ask about this pop of color. What can people do to kind of set their home off?
Well, so that's like, I have this lamp over here, and it's going back to the biophilic nature because it has a stone finish to it.
Right.
But it needed a little more life. It had a white shade when I bought it. So then I went out, I found a perfect shade at Home Goods. It was 15 bucks.
Very, very nice.
And added this little shade of brown to it, so it made it pop out. So it just wasn't as plain. But as we transition into spring and summer, you can add these pops of teals and things to add. It gives you a little more life.
So you can have like a Pantone room and then pop it with any color. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
It's kind of cheaper to do it that way, right?
It is. That's what I always say is I'm like, do your base something neutral, then save your money for pops of color that you can change out seasonally.
Smart. And what else would you tell people when they're going to design their home? What are some color tips that you would give them?
Necessarily color tips. I mean, I like coloring with neutrals. I mean, to me, that's like one of my favorite things. That's why I'm like, do the various, but go darker, go lighter, add it in. And then pick your favorite color if you want to add that in there. Like today, I told you to be neutral, but at the same time, you wanted that pop color, so you got signature red lip on. And that is the thing, is you pick something you like that really makes you feel happy, and then add that in. Oranges always go well with anything that's got a red undertone. So with some of the warmer colors, they usually have a red or an orange undertone, so you can really add that in and make it really just snazzy and pop out.
And Johnathan, for someone who may not be as creative as you are, what would you say to them when they're going to like maybe Lowe's or Home Depot to pick out a color for their room? What are some tips you would give them?
Ask the person working the desk if you're really struggling. Those actual people who are mixing that paint, they are well-trained color experts. They're not just there doing a job. They know exactly how to match it up, because a lot of times people bring in fabrics. They bring in an old paint sample from years ago that's been discontinued, and they're asked to match it. They got to get that right. So they have actually that extensive color training. That would be my first tip. But then second, take them home. See what they look like in the real light of your house, because anything, studio light, store light, it's not going to look the same here as it is actually in your space, because different east, west facing windows, all that.
Even this looked different when we were looking at it in the other room. So now I can actually see the 4 different colors that we were talking about. And can you talk about, we have a paint can right here. Let's talk about what this is.
So this is my #1 paint color recommendation for the year. It is from Farrow & Ball, which you can get here locally at Palette Home. It's called Pointing. To me, it has the best color. It's the #1 right here. I mixed them all together just to see which one I liked the best. This color looks good on any wall, any way the light is coming through the windows, east or west. It works perfectly. So and it adds a high-end look.
It's a mix.
It's actually the first one.
The first one, okay.
And you can see it back there. It looked cooler. Out here, it's warmer.
Right. Yeah. Is it expensive to buy? Where would you buy this from again?
You can get this from Palette Home. It's moderate, but the thing is, the quality of this paint, you're only going to have to do 1 coat most of the time.
Which is great.
Yeah. So you're actually saving money in the work part. So it's a little more expensive to get that, but you're also not having to go back and do it 22 times with the same color.
That's awesome. That's what we like to hear. Johnathan, as always, thank you so much for joining us. If you want